Hey everyone, I am finally back with another 18-hole golf video for you. Today we are in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is home to over 90 golf courses. And over these next 3 videos, we're going to be playing 3 of the top 10 golf courses in all of Myrtle Beach. Today we are at Kings North at Myrtle Beach National, which is a very cool course with both island fairways and island greens. Lots of water on this golf course, lots of pine straw, and we're playing with 3 guys who like to talk a little bit of trash as well.
Whoa!
That's a net 2, my friends!
Who are you?
Win this one.
I quit.
So here we go with round 1 of our 3-part golf trip at Myrtle Beach. This is Kings North at Myrtle Beach National. Hole number 1 is a fairly short par 5, only 480 yards. And really all you got to do is hit this over that bunker in the middle. It's fairly wide open for the most part. You don't want to go too far right. There is water right. I actually hit this little left into the trees, but not a big deal.
Well, you find one, you find them all. I feel like that could be good. I don't know though. Yeah, it's actually.
Hey, and this is a good time for me to let you know if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to turn on 4K in your settings. If you're not watching this in 4K, you're definitely missing out. So please turn on 4K for the best quality.
Put me down for a 4. I'm gonna bleep that out.
No, Doug did not get a 4 on that hole. I think he got a 7. And get used to that. You're going to hear a lot of this type of chatter going on throughout the round. He liked that there was a camera there, so he thought it'd be funny to act like he got a 4 when he most definitely didn't.
Actually,
but it's alright. These guys were a lot of fun to play with. And all 3 rounds, we had a really good time. Each round had a different story. Especially as we get to rounds 2 and 3, there are some pretty comical times that you're going to see coming soon. Hole number 2 is a pretty straightaway par 4. There's a big waist bunker short of the green. You don't have to hit a driver off of this tee. I'm hitting my big slice, which you're going to see a whole lot over the next few rounds. This one I just overdid it and went over into the pine straw on the right. I actually only hit 3 fairways all day today, so now I'm 2 for 2 in the pine straw so far today. Luckily, most of my drives weren't this far off. Most of my drives were just in the rough nearby, but fortunately I did not hit many fairways whatsoever.
Good shot. Had to stay low under that tree. He recommended these Golf Pride non-tour groups.
Oh.
Whoa!
That's a net 2, my friends!
Randy Jones!
That's a net 2!
Net 2! My gosh! Hey, that's my partner!
So that was actually probably the longest putt any of us made for nearly the entire golf trip. The only one that might come close was actually one of the last putts that we hit on the last hole of the final day. You'll see that in a few days, and it was actually a pretty hilarious story. So we'll talk about that in a couple videos.
Low down. Hit it. You should have thrown the snake on it, man.
Snake on it.
Man.
What's up, Bill?
He knows when it doesn't matter. He just builds his handicap up a little bit for tomorrow.
Oh, the snaky would have been
As my handicap grows, so do the stakes. Hey, I think we should double the bets tomorrow.
You're the 3, right?
The 3rd hole is a very unique hole. If you can't hit it a long ways, you just want to lay up to the right out there over the lake. However, I'm going to go right at the pin here. I hit it just a little bit right of the flag and it kicks off to the right down the slope off the green. However, you only really want to go on this line if you know that you're going to be able to carry it well over 300 yards. I hit a decent drive here, but as you can see, I'm just off to the right of the green. Sorry you can't see the pin here, but it's really just a quick chip shot about 40 yards away from the flag. And I hit it just past the pin. Again, sorry you couldn't see the actual flag location from that. But here's my little birdie putt. pretty easy par 4, especially if you get hit it over 300.
No shot. Oh. No shot.
Hole number 4 is a par 3 over water, and you know, I believe all of the par 3s for the most part out here are over water in one way, shape, or form. So here's Doug hitting his tee shot. Not a bad tee shot for him, just left of the green. This did get on land, luckily. I don't think the entire family got on land on this hole, though. With that said, you're going to hear Doug talking a little bit of trash here during my shot, which is not the first time, and it won't be the last time for this trip. So listen to Doug. Unfortunately, this is what I have to deal with when I play golf with these guys.
Get long. Get long.
Watch your mouth.
Shot.
So now is when I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to play some free golf. If you guys go to $0golf.com, you're going to have the opportunity to play golf courses like Kings North and Myrtle Beach, some of the other great golf courses in Myrtle Beach, and you could even go to California or anywhere else in the country like Pebble Beach, Spyglass Hill, and many other courses, and you can play those courses for free if you just go to $0golf.com. I sell real estate for a living, and this is just one way that I try to get a little extra real estate business coming in. So go to $0golf.com and you'll be able to see exactly what you need to do in order to get a little bit of free golf.
That's my tab.
Hole number 5 at Kings North is a pretty short par 4, and this is the first time any of us have ever played this golf course, so we don't know exactly where to go. I'm trying to hit it just over the trees on the left because I'm pretty sure that's where the green is. I go a little bit further left than I want to here, and so we actually think it's on the tee box over to number 6. Luckily it went over that, and I'm actually just high just to the left of the green. So be careful on this tee shot. I'd try to play this out a little bit right of where I was, but if you're a really long hitter, you can take it right over those trees.
Do you see a ball?
There won't be any issue whatsoever.
Hit it for baseball.
Hole number 6 is not only the signature hole at Kings North, it's actually one of the signature holes in all of Myrtle Beach. So what this is a par 5, and you've got an island fairway to the left, or you could just take the main fairway to the right. However, if you do hit the island, it's much, much shorter in. So I actually just hit a 3-iron here, and I hit it onto the island, but you're going to see here, I barely made it on that island by only about a couple of inches. If I was just a little further right, I actually would have been in the water. So as you can see, I barely missed trickling off into the water here, but I've only got a 7-iron in. So if you can hit that island, you've got a much shorter approach.
Get on it. Oh, that's tight. Shot.
So that one was right at the flag, but apparently it went long. Luckily it didn't go into the water beyond the green there, so I've still got a chip up. Unfortunately, this was a really bad chip. I did not give myself any sort of opportunity at a birdie. I just barely chipped this up onto the green. So I got a little bit of a long birdie putt now. But what I will tell you is this is a hole that you can make a very, very high score on if you do not hit your first shot just on the grass. Don't worry too much about the island. Just make sure you're on the grass, otherwise you'll be facing double bogey all day long.
Oh, man. Nice putt.
That might be the hole, friends.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Is that par for you, car?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hole number 7 is a great golf hole, but I did not play it correctly, and this is because I've never played here before. So you're going to actually see me hit a really good drive here, pretty much right where I wanted to go. However, I did not check the scorecard or the book beforehand and didn't realize that there is water right where I hit this tee shot. So great tee shot, everybody thinks it's good. And as you'll see, I get up here and...
You're not my teammate for the second six?
We're still teammates.
One.
I'm everybody's teammate. So that went in the water, so I just make sure to stay right of that, of course, or short of that. So I have to take a penalty stroke here, so now I'm hitting 3 on the 7th hole. So be careful of the water that you don't see off the tee box.
Ball back, ball back.
Hole number 8 is a pretty straightforward par 3, another pretty big green, and I will say, unfortunately, I struggled with my camera work on this one. I only filmed the tee shot, and I forgot to take my camera from the golf cart down to the green on this one. So you'll see that I do just barely miss the green to the right.
Get on the green.
So just off
Come
the
on.
green, but it was a pretty easy up and down from there. I was able to
Call
use my
the stake?
putter with that, so easy 2-putt. This was a par.
Wasted
I'm
no
sorry I
time.
didn't catch the rest of this hole on film.
That's it. You want to call the snake?
Oh, this guy's got...
Hole number 9 is a very straightaway hole, and nothing too difficult about it. It's a little bit longer than most of the par 4s out here, but it's very wide open off the tee. So just hit a long drive, kind of like I did here, and you're just going to have a mid-iron in the green. So this was a really good drive, but you're about to see about as close as I usually get to a full shank. And if you listen closely, you'll hear my dad yell back all the way from the green, just wanting to make sure that I got this shot on camera.
No. Oh my gosh.
Just a total blade almost a shake.
Oh man, that breaks quick. It hit something and really broke. That much.
Not a great front 9 for me, but really after that double bogey on number 7, it's not terrible. So 19 putts is not good at all. 1 out of 7 fairways hit, definitely not very good. So 4 over par, headed into the back 9, but I do have a par 5 here on number 10. Pretty short par 5, and a little bit of dog leg, but not much. It's pretty straight away for the most part. So just hit it just to the right of that bunker. I actually hit this one pretty much where I wanted to, but I clipped a tree, and it actually kicked it left. So got me in a really bad position here. It didn't cut quite enough to clip that tree, and you'll see I actually end up here within all tree roots over on the left side.
Tree. I heard tree. I heard straight into it. Side of a tree.
So I'm going to take my free drop, standing on the car path here. I'm still over in some tree roots left of the fairway here. With that said, I will say that this is more than likely, if not my best shot, definitely one of my 2 best shots of the entire golf trip. This is 276 with a 1 iron, kind of weaving through the trees. This was a really good shot.
Thank you.
Alright, I misread the eagle putt, but my first birdie of the golf trip. Finally, it took 10 holes. But here we go, number 11, another fairly straightaway par 4. I hit my cut here once more. Overdid it a little bit, but as you'll be able to tell on a lot of these shots, as long as you keep it out of the trees, it's very playable if you're in the rough, because like you've already seen today, I'm in the rough pretty much all day.
To that trap, it says.
So this is a great little up and down from the bunker to save my par, stay at 3 over. And now we get into the second signature hole, and this is an island green, kind of like you see at TPC Sawgrass, but the bunkers are shaped as an S and a C. So, of course, for South Carolina, if you didn't catch that. But I'm going to show everybody's tee shots here, and we all stayed on land, which I don't think any of us expected would happen, but everybody stayed on land. And once again, you're going to hear a little bit of trash talking going on here as my ball hits very close to the hole and starts to run away.
Good line, man. Nice shot.
Oh, get off the green. Oh my gosh. There we go.
Wow. It was a good shot.
It was the closest to, and then it wasn't.
You are.
Someone's out of contention.
So the one thing to watch out for on this green is, I know it's a tough tee shot being an island, but this actually has some of the highest mounds that we played all week. We're on this green, so it's a very tricky green. You got to stay below the hole. The hills on this green are pretty wild.
That could take that hill and actually be really good. Okay, not bad.
A lot of hill. Good par, but it's a lot of hill.
That's ridiculous.
Alright, hole number 13. Don't watch my tee shot on this hole, and definitely don't hit your tee shot when you play here like I hit mine. This is not good, and I'm glad I didn't hit anybody.
Oh, God.
Safe.
So no biggie, only about 150 yards left to my target. Luckily I still have an angle into the pin, but unfortunately I could not get Shot Tracer to work for this swing here. So no Shot Tracer, not a bad shot, just hit it just short of the green, pretty much on line, but just slightly short of my target.
Oh,
That's a par.
Well, that's why that piece of plumbing's in there. Makes it easy to pull the ball out.
Oh my gosh.
The 14th hole is a decently long par 4, and there is water and the green is very deep, so make sure to take the right club on this green because it's a very, very deep green, and if you don't take the right club, you're probably going to have a very long putt. So I hit another cut here, trying to stay away from that bunker left, and this was a good drive. Finally, my second fairway hit of the hole. So that was a really nice chip for me. Made a tricky up and down. Fairly easy tap in there for me for that par. Now we get to a par 5, 497. Again, not too long of par 5s on this golf course, but this one is playing very, very into the wind today. The wind wasn't really whipping, but when you got the ball up high, like you'll see on my second shot, it really knocked the ball down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, it's not just
That
me.
wind is.
Pretty good looking hot car.
The 16th hole is where the wheels officially fell off for me on this round of golf. This was not a good hole for me. I didn't finish the hole. I never actually even reached the green on this hole. We just played double bogey max for our little game that we're playing here with our bets, but as you'll see, the drive starts off not looking good there, and it only gets worse from here. In fact, it gets really, really bad from here.
You still have your mulligan card then?
No, I use it on a stupid chip.
You still have yours, Dad? Where is it? Oh, perfect. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, it's gonna be a double for me. Who are you?
Oof.
That was pretty close to about as bad as it gets for me. I don't really chunk and then top shots right in a row, especially from
on the hill.
within 100 yards, but I'm going to let Doug do some commentating for me on this 17th.
No.
Bryson Jones. That's why it's really important. That really needs to dry, ladies and gentlemen. He needs the hill. He needs the hill.
He's on the beach. He's on the beach.
Oh.
Could have been nice too.
I think you go for it.
So no, Doug and I, we're not playing a scramble here. We just happen to hit it pretty much right next to each other off the tee here. So we both got chip shots, and I think we actually both got up and downs here. So congratulations to Doug for one of his few and far between pars of our golf trip on this hole. This is just a good time to remind you also, go to $0golf.com and you can get some free golf on there. Play courses like Pebble Beach, Spyglass Hill, or here in Myrtle Beach for free. Just do what that website says and you'll be able to play some free golf.
Oh, so what happened there? Just like
The 18th hole is no joke. This actually has 40 bunkers, most of them down the left side, but the right side actually has quite a bit of water. So a very difficult finishing hole, and we are playing extremely into the wind here. The wind really picked up here on this tee. So even though I hit this in the fairway as my third fairway hit of the day, this thing only went about 225 yards, and the rest of my group made sure that I heard about it when most of them outdrove me.
cut it like that all day, sir. It's amazing. Yeah. Cutting your strokes too long. Definitely cutting your strokes too long. You were there?
No, I was.
So that's our round today at Myrtle Beach National at Kings North Arnold Palmer Golf Course here. I highly recommend this golf course if you're in the Myrtle Beach area. It was only about $80 to play this golf course, so really not a bad price compared to some of the others. However, I would tell you, just make sure to play this when it is not windy, because with all this water, it can get really difficult if it's windy. So here's my stats for both this round and my career stats. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.